Hey, good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Your man Omid here with you again to bring you up to speed as to what's going on. It's going to be an action-packed week, so you'll want to pay close attention here. Let me get the easy stuff out of the way and we'll dive into what's happening. So, easy stuff out of the way. Bond market is looking for direction. That's all that there is to it. It's trading in a tight range, nothing too significant. We had a nice pickup over the last few days here off of some higher unemployment numbers. I'll explain that in a second. But the ending result at the end of the day is that these are rates from 624, by the way, because I was out camping last week. But look at it, 701 versus 702. I mean, not anything significant, not anything that makes somebody go out there and go, oh my gosh, because of rates, now I'm going to do X. Okay, so that's not moving it. At the end of the day, we're going to have the CPI, Consumer Price Index, PPI, Producers Price Index, measuring wholesale inflation versus retail inflation, on the board for Thursday and Friday. Those are going to be market movers, so they say. However, my guess, and I'm telling you here now, is we're going to see less than a 0.1% movement between the two of them, right? So I don't think that's going to be ground moving enough, earth shaking enough for the Federal Reserve to do anything. Probably more important is Powell's testimony, part one and part two, that is happening on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're going to pay close attention to what it is that he's saying, the words that he uses, to show his hand a little bit to see what's happening. Now, at the end of the day, they have absolutely moved these rates up too much, and now they're trying to figure out a way to meet their goal, arbitrary goal of 2%, which, I don't know if we're ever going to hit or not. So I don't think we can expect relief of higher mortgage rates off of what it is that Powell is going to necessarily say or what the CPI and PPI say. However, by the way, before I go on, before I forget, if you find this stuff useful and beneficial, please do me a favor, forward it on to one other person so we can educate the masses, okay? Education on this stuff is very, very important. If you're a realtor, home builder, home buyer, home shopper, you need to know these things. So forward this on to someone that you love and care for. So this is the important bit about all of this. Everything, in my opinion, will come down to the jobs report. So what level is unemployment at and what kind of jobs are we getting? I'm not going to bore you here with a BS job report that they release each month that shows that they, created 206,000 jobs versus the 200. They do this election year to show, a kind of a more robust economy. Stock market ends up rallying off of this, so they just keep doing it. But look what happens. In May, they showed that it was 272,000 jobs, right? What did they do? They brought it back to 218,000. A 2-month revision for these 2 months here is a revision of 111,000 jobs. If they would have reported this truthfully, the stock market would have tanked and the bond market would have gone up and mortgage rates would have improved just off of this, nothing else, right? And then they also do this thing where they do the birth and death rate so they can, kind of manipulate the numbers. But you know what they can't manipulate is this thing, is the household survey, right? There's 116,000 jobs that they say were created, and then total labor force of 277,000 that was added. But here's what I want you to pay attention to. Look what happened. The unemployment rate went from 4% to 4.1. That's why we saw that little bump last week. But if we look at even the positive news here of the household survey, look what this is. They lost 28,000 full-time jobs and gained 50,000 part-time jobs. So this is people losing their jobs and then going out and finding part-time work. And in all of Q2, 296,000 full-time jobs were lost. 336 part-time jobs were added. So unemployment, folks, is what is going to drive this market for the foreseeable future, in my humble opinion, not the CPI or PPI numbers. If unemployment now hits that 4.2% level, I think the Federal Reserve will start to look at lowering the Fed funds rate. So that's where I think this is going. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel so more people can get exposed to this information. If you need some help, pick up the phone and call me and hang in there. Everything is going to be okay. This thing will see itself through. It will settle out. It's just super tough out there right now. It's either, tumbleweeds and nothing happening, or it's 75 offers on one house, which I can't make sense of any of it. Okay? Reach out to me if you need help. Otherwise, have a fantastic week.